our proposal would shift the first $100 million and now the extra $40 million that was added overnight that was allocated to Nancy Pelosi's subway to grants that would be used for mental health for children. So what the motion to commit will do, in the earlier bill, Nancy Pelosi put $100 million into building a subway just outside her district for Silicon Valley. Last night, she added another $40 million to that in Rules Committee. We think the mental health of the children, because school closures are more important and should be in this bill. Today, Democrats will have to go on the record. Do they support this money going to Nancy Pelosi's subway, or will they do the right thing and spend the money on resources for kids who are suffering from school closures because of COVID? Now, I imagine the Speaker would agree with our request, considering students in the Bay Area right in her own backyard are suffering from failing grades and rising depression. And let me set the record straight. Today's Pelosi's payoff bill still won't provide assurances to parents and students that their schools will even reopen. None of the funding has been tied to opening. Some House Republicans have tried to pass on 3 separate occasions to move the more than $60 billion directly to open up the schools. 3 different times the Democrats have defeated it. 95% of the funding in this bill isn't even scheduled to be spent for another year, creating more uncertainty for families. And in fact, less than 9% of the bill will be used to fund public health. Less than 9%. I want to put up a chart so you can get a good idea of how little the Democrat bill is actually going to fight the virus. Here's what 91% of the bill, trillions of hardworking taxpayers' money, is funding. Nancy Pelosi's subway, which was increased by another $40 million while kids are marking the 1-year anniversary of not being in school, for a subway just outside her district. That money won't be held up. Blue state bailouts so they can keep their economy shut down. Changing the funding mechanism to reward states that were shut down. Planned Parenthood, universities with massive endowments. Harvard. Harvard, with billions of dollars in endowment, will get money in this. But to help the children for depression and anxiety, there's an opportunity to do that. This isn't a relief bill. It takes care of Democrats' political allies, while it fails to deliver for American families. That is why I'll be voting no on the Pelosi payoff bill. We already know what is the best stimulus plan out there. It is to fully reopen our economy. To do that, we need our economy to go back to work, back to school, and back to health. But when you spend 91% on paying off your allies, it doesn't do that. We need blue state governors to lift their non-science-based lockdowns. We need schools to reopen, and we need to ramp up vaccine distribution so we can crush this virus. The Democrat bill won't do any of this. And the most unfortunate part of this, we had a history of producing bipartisan bills in a time of crisis. We had a history of working together. But that all changed. Now it's decided something much different. With that, let's open it up for questions.